Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to give you the basic lesson. That's a very powerful lesson that you need to understand from the book. How to decide. How to decide by Annie Duke. The powerful just material, the powerful tool, the powerful book for decision making. Right. So I wanted to just talk about one of the most crucial skill in life, which is what? Decision making, right? Every day we are faced with decisions, big and small, that shapes our future, right? But how many of us just truly understand how to make the best decisions? We often just make choices based on emotion, based on bias, or even just gut feeling, right? But what if we just could make better, more informed decisions that leads to the success the success that we desire, the success that we want the most, right? So Aniduk book, How to Decide, just provide us with the tools, the mindset necessary to just make better decisions, right? It's not about making the perfect choice every time. It's about what becoming aware of the factors that influence our choice and just improving our decisions making process so that we can just make decisions that are more likely to lead to just success, right? So in this page, just I will take you on the journey through the principle from how to decide and show how each one can empower you to unlock the power of smart, more effective decision making. So chapter 1, the importance of decision making. Duke just begins with just the idea that decisions are the key drivers of our success. So it's easy to think that our outcomes are solely depend on our circumstance, luck, or other people, right? However, what we often overlook is how much control we have over our own decisions, right? So you have to think about it. Every decision you make, from what you eat to the career you choose, you pursue, influence what? The directions of your life. It's not just about making a single right decision. Rather, it's about just consistently making better decisions over time. So Duke calls this the powerful of decision making. That we call it the power of what? Accumulations of decision, right? You know? Yeah, decisions accumulate, right? That small wise decisions build up each other and just lead to far greater results that the occasional monumental decision, right? So we all the time just we decide, right? We decide more than 10,000 times per day, right? Imagine how differently your life could be if instead of just reacting to life challenges, you intentionally made decisions that align with your ultimate goals. Each choice you make, no matter how small, has the potential to just push you closer to your goal, closer to your vision, closer to your dreams, right? Chapter 2, Thinking in Bets, Embracing Uncertainty, right? In chapter 2, just Duke introduced a powerful concept, thinking in bets. The idea is simple but profound. Every decision we make is essential bet, an informed way, just wagger about what is likely to happen next. You are always better on the future, right? So what does this mean for us? It means we need to just embrace uncertainty and stop acting as if we just can predict the future with absolutely certain, right? So the truth is what? There is no way to now for sure whether our decisions will succeed or fail. That's okay. What matters is the quality of the process we use to make decisions, right? So Duke emphasized the importance of decision making, thinking probabilistically, right? Instead of asking what is the best outcome, ask yourself what's the probability of success and how can I improve the odds, right? By thinking in bet or by thinking in uncertainty, we open what? Ourselves up to just more objective thinking rather than just getting lost in emotional highs and lows of decision making, right? To succeed in life, we need to learn to think about decisions as investment in our future, just rather than just one-off action. Now, every bet you make, whether it's financial decision, whether a personal choice, or just professional moves, is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and adjust your energy or your strategy, right? Chapter 3, Recognizing and Overcoming Cognitive Biases. So one of the most powerful sections of how to decide is chapter 3, yeah, where Duke delves into a cognitive bias, right? Our minds are powerful, but they are also easily tricked by the people, the environment, right? So we all have just unconscious bias that influence our decisions without just us even realizing it. Okay, so Duke teaches us to recognize these bias and then actively contract them. For example, the confirmation bias leads us to seek just out information that support what we already believe, while the anchoring bias causes us to rely too heavily on the first piece of information we encounter, right? So imagine the potential for growth and success if you could make this decision free of these mental traps. It's not about just eliminating bias entirely. They are part of being human, right? But it's about just awareness. You need to be aware. When you understand how bias works, you can take you can just take steps to just mitigate their influence on your decisions, right? So Duke encourage us to seek out diverse perspective, questions or assumption. You have to question your assumption and challenge our initial reactions to decisions. And the more we recognize our bias, the better equipped we are to make clear, rational decisions that lead us to success. Right? Chapter 4: The role of emotion in decision making. You know, in chapter 4, Duke just discusses the role of emotions in our decision making process. It's a well known fact that emotions heavily influence our decisions. In some cases, our emotion can cloud our judgment and lead us to make more poor choices, right? But in other situations, emotions can also be powerful motivator for making bold and courageous decisions, right? Right? Emotions are sometimes good, sometimes bad, but you need to aware, right? You have to aware, right? The key to success here is emotional awareness. By recognizing when you are making decisions based on emotional reaction rather than just rational thinking, we can pause and reassess, right? Duke just emphasizes that it's important to separate impulsive emotional response from decision that what should be what biased or based on careful thoughts and reflection, right? So, but it's not about eliminating emotion. We don't need to eliminate or avoid these emotions. It's about learning to harness them in a productive way. If you feel anxious or fearful about decisions, ask yourself, is this emotion guiding me to wise choice, or is it just a clouding judgment, right? So the more you practice separating emotion from decision making, the clearer and more confident you will become, right? Mostly. So chapter 5, the decision making framework that you need to follow. In chapter 5, Duke just provides a comprehensive decision-making framework that help you guide us through the process of thinking or making tough choices. The framework is built around a few just key steps. The first one is define your goal. You have to define your goal. Before making any decision, you must be crystal clear about what you want to achieve. Second, gather information. Make sure you have all the relevant data before you decide. Step number 3, weigh the options way before you pay. Alright? Look at each option carefully and assess the risk and the reward. What are the possible outcomes, right? Step number 4, consider the long-term impact. Think about how your decisions will affect your future. Step number 5, make the decision, right? After weighing all the options, commit to your choice with confidence. Step number 6, review and learn. After making your decisions, take time to just reflect on the outcome. What worked, what did not. What can you learn from the next time, right? So by following this framework, you can take the just guesswork out of decision making and make a choice with greater confidence and clarity, right? That is. So chapter 6, decision making in the face of failure, right? You know, failure is a natural part of life, but how we respond to failure can make or break our long-term success, right? So in chapter 6, Duke just discuss how to handle failure in the context of decision making, right? She points out that we often just fear failure, so much that we avoid making bold decisions. But it's essential to understand that failure is not an end. It's simply part of the process. It's a part of the journey, right? So the key is to learn from the failure instead of just letting it back drain or drains your journey. Use them as opportunity to learn, grow, and improve your decision making process. Okay, that is so. Each failure is a stepping stone to success. Duke just encompass us to view failure as a necessary part of life and the progress that we need to just drive in, and not as something to avoid at all costs. Right? By doing this, we shift our mindset from fear of failure to what? A mindset of resilience and growth. Right? Chapter 7: The Art of Choosing Wisely. Right? You have to choose wisely. In the final chapter, Duke just emphasized that decisions are an art. Right? Making great decisions is not about just having all the answer. It's about just approaching each question with truthfulness, thoughtfulness, awareness, and willingness to adapt. Right? That is. So the art of choosing wisely comes down to balancing knowledge and intuition. Right? You have to balance it. So Duke teaches us the while data and logic are essential, there is also room for intuition and creativity in decision making. So the more successful individuals are those who have mastered the ability to use both of them. Ground understanding of the fact paired with what the courage to trust their intrinsic or interest, their intuition, right? That is. So in closing, I wanted to remind you that your life is shaped by the decision you make. Right? So you are the present with countless opportunities to choose the path that leads you towards your goal. The better you decide, the better your decisions, the better your outcomes. Right? So by embracing the principle from Annie Duke how to decide, you are empowering yourself to make decisions that are informed, thoughtful, and aligned with your ultimate visions. Right? So and remember, success is not about what? Making perfect decisions, right? It's about just making better decision, learn from them, and continue to grow. Right? So as you just go forward today, ask yourself, what decisions can I make right now that will bring me closer to my goals? Use the tools you have learned towards or today to make choices that move you towards the success and the happiness you deserve. Right? Thank you.